Connemara National Park is the location for this week's walk in the heart of the 12 Bens. David Gillick, Irish international athlete and broadcaster, and his guide, Ger O'Donnell, have just completed the 600-metre climb of the Diamond and are making now their way down. On the way, they've had plenty of time to admire the beautiful scenery all around them. In fact, they couldn't have asked for better weather. On a nice, dry day like this, these hills are beautiful to walk and to look at, but they must be treated with caution. A main stopping point on the way up and on the way down is a big stone called the Erratic. Here, 3 different boardwalks come together, and David has chosen, having said goodbye to Ger, to go down the main one. This will take him back down to the visitor centre. The Connemara Bee Association have a number of hives in an effort to revive the native Irish bee in the area. The bees thrive due to the abundance of heather on the Diamond, and beekeeper Billy Gilmore knows more.
There must be some honey in there.
Indeed there is, look.
Well, look at that.
Within the hive there are 3 castes. There's the queen, there's the workers, and the drones. And the workers are all the females. They do all the work. For the first 3 weeks when they're born, they're nurse bees. They do all the nursery work inside, the cleaning, the tidying, the feeding, everything within the hive. So the final 3 weeks of their lives in the summertime, they're out foraging, and that's when they have to do so much travelling back and forth to all the plants to get even a spoonful of honey. You know,
So the next time I'm putting a teaspoon of honey on my porridge, I got to think of the air miles that bee has clocked up.
well, here I have comb. We call this harvesting the honey, even though we're stealing it from the bees. The bee that we have here is our native black bee, an Abbess mellifera, and because it has adapted over millions of years, it knows our climate, it knows our weather better than we do. And in Connemara, when people have a problem, if they actually go in the evening time, have a chat and talk to the bees and tell them your troubles. It is just wonderful.
Billy, great to meet you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Okay,
All right,
God bless.
for that.
All right, bye-bye now.
Before David leaves the national park, there's one place he must visit: Letterfrack Industrial School Graveyard. A sad reminder of harsher times. Once back on the main road, David Gillick can choose which direction he wants. However, his next destination is Kylemore Abbey. It's 6 kilometres from Letterfrack to Kylemore Abbey along the N59.
This area is just fascinating. It's given me that impetus to get out there and have a look around more walks and really explore the area.
David has arranged to meet local rural recreation officer Rosaleen Ní Shuilleabháin.
As a rural recreation officer, what's your area and what's your role?
Well, County Galway, as you know, is a huge area. We have official trails and we have unofficial trails. But the closest one to here that I would manage is the Western Way. Also working with a community group, they wanted to incorporate a trail in their local area, and we kind of guide them, get all the permissive accesses in place, who's going to maintain it and how it will be maintained into the future.
What advice would you give walkers?
This is an agricultural area, so dogs are not allowed on the mountains, and it's not that people are saying that dogs are going to do any damage, but they scare sheep, and that happens very easily. Then you have the kind of code of ethics where, you know, if a gate is closed, keep it closed and so on. And above all, be prepared. Those mountains, as beautiful as they are, can be quite dangerous. So be prepared when you're going out into the outdoors, and just look at the principles of leave no trace, and that'll get you a long way.
Rosaleen, thanks a million.
Okay.
The Leave No Trace campaign has been one of the success stories of modern conservation.
It's so fascinating to me how they managed to build an area like this in such bogland. Obviously, it took a lot of work. What an oasis.
Kylemore Abbey is a magnificent and iconic structure in this part of the west of Ireland. It can be seen from everywhere in these parts, and it has a fascinating history. Kylemore Abbey is home to the Benedictine community. Sister Maire Hickey is the abbess.
Connemara, great to meet you.
Hello, David. Good to see you.
You keeping well? I can't get over the crystal clear lake with the mountain behind. It's phenomenal.
It's sometimes really like a mirror, even stiller than now, but it's...
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the Abbey and how it came to be.
Well, there used to be just a fishing lodge here in this very place. Mitchell Henry was a doctor in England, and he used to come here on fishing holidays. The story is told that he married this beautiful woman, Margaret Vaughan, and she said, "Build me a house here," pointed over here. And he said, "I'll do that for you." So he was very keen to improve the lot of the people around here who were in a very bad way after the famine, and gave employment. He had his own fire brigade. He had electricity here, he had a generator, water coming down from the mountains, harnessed, had the Turkish baths. When the castle here was finished, after a few years, he built this amazing walled garden. They had 21 glass houses there with a lime kiln and underground heating.
So when did the Benedictine order arrive here in Kylemore?
We were founded in 1665 in Ypres in Belgium. There were other Benedictines out there at that time because of the penal laws, they couldn't stay here. And they lived in Ypres and ran a school there until 1914. And when the First World War started, they decided to try and come back to Ireland, where they had come from, set up a school in this beautiful house.
Is it still a school?
No, we had to close the school in 2010. It was just getting too expensive to maintain it as a school. As the tourist business here developed, we became, I think, probably the biggest employer in Connemara. That's very important to us.
I really appreciate your time and I'm really looking forward to exploring a little bit more.
Very nice to meet you, David. Thank you for coming.
Kylemore Abbey is the biggest tourist attraction in this area, and on a beautiful, tranquil day, David Gillick enjoys every minute of it. Everywhere he looks, there's something beautiful, special to see. With the majestic Diamond Hill in the background, David is taking the lakeside walk to the Victorian Gardens.
It's hard to believe a few hours ago I was on the top of Diamond Hill looking down. You can see why this area attracted poets, writers, artists. The landscape, the colours, the reflection on the water of Diamond Hill, it's mesmerising, and it's great to be able to just take a moment just to chill out and almost take it all in.
Kylemore Abbey, Victorian walled garden, is a short stroll from the Abbey, and David Gillick has decided to walk over instead of taking the shuttle bus. This 6-acre site has won many awards for its unique display of plants and flowers, which were introduced to Ireland onto a barren Connemara bogland and transformed into what is now an internationally recognised walled garden. These gardens are remarkable in their variety of plants and vegetables, and they date back to the 19th century.
Some potatoes.
Yeah.
What type are these?
These ones are Langworthy.
Langworthy.
Yeah, these would be Beldefonte. Curse pinks there you can see.
So there's all different
All
varieties.
different varieties, yeah.
And are they common to Connemara or
Most of them, yeah. Well, these are all pre-1900.
pre-1900?
So yeah, for the Victorian garden.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, look at that one.
That's a big one now.
My name's all over that one.
You can take that one.
What else have you grown?
Well, we have cabbages up there and kale. We
Yeah.
have lettuce, beetroot. We have beans over there.
Wow.
And we have carrots and parsnips.
Great. Well, look, I got a present. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Enjoy it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay.
David has now reached the end of his walk and so returns to where he started in Letterfrack.
Connemara has been unbelievable. Getting on top of Diamond Hill and looking over the whole area, the whole west of Ireland, that's what it looked like from the top. The day we got the clear view, it was just phenomenal. When I saw the two runners running up, part of me was like, oh, should I be running? But then I kind of reminded myself, you know what, this is a bit of a break for me. It's nice to take my time for once and not focus on trying to get from A to B as fast as I can. If anything, you kind of feel a bit centered. It's a great walk.